ridiculous,
preposterous,
nonsensical,
and ludicrous.
Those are just some of the words to describe week 4. And also, we got another in-studio guest.
Right here on Total MacCes.
What's going on, Paisan? Welcome back to another edition of Total MacCes. Another good week, Mac. We got a lot of things to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Let's go Appel. We'll start with you. Congratulations, you finally got your win on the board. Hunt, not so much.
Brian Bosworth, another big week, putting up almost 150 points. Very impressive.
Mac almost upset Jose, but Jose was able to notch it out. And Jimbo really didn't put up the best week last week.
Not the best ever. He only put up 53 points this week. Not what you're looking for.
That might be the low of the season. All right, but let's go into a couple surprises that we do have going on here in the league. We had our first trade. We'll talk a little bit about that a little later.
Yep. Very interesting.
I know we say this every week, but Hunt, you're still winless. You know, we expected a little better from you. I got to be a little surprised with that at this point.
Yeah, especially after the first call of the coach when he was saying how he's going to take it down again this year.
I think it's officially time to hit the panic button over there on Kenny Phillips Island.
I think so too.
And you know what else? I'm still undefeated.
You are still top of the leaderboard there. Yes, very impressive. You went from 9th place last year, now you're top of the leaderboard this year. It's very impressive. Quite the turn.
We had a long off season. We had a lot of overhaul. We changed the team name. We came up with this La Rex, and you know, for a little further look in depth, we sent a field reporter out there live at La Rex training facility. Natalie, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Earlier in the week, I had the opportunity to speak to the head coach of La Rex, and I congratulated him on his team being 4-0. He responded by saying he's very pleased with the progress his team has made thus far, but doesn't even want to think about a perfect season. Instead, he likes to focus the team on one game at a time. He also added that it's a very long season, so avoiding injury will be key. So far, so good. Reporting live from Albany, New York, I'm Natalie Spino for Total MacCes.
Hello?
Welcome to the special edition of Call the Coach. Usually we dial him up. Today, Jimbo Feinert, coach of Hunt Kills Giants, is in studio and proud to be here. Jimbo, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Studio's a little bit bigger in person than I imagined, but it's nice.
Yeah, Jimbo, it's a real pleasure to have you here.
Thanks.
As always, longtime roommate of ours and good fantasy football player. Let's jump right into the questions. First off, how come you went with the team name Hunt Kills Giants?
Just proven fact. If Hunt likes a giant too much, he's going to kill him. It's what happens. LeVar Arrington had just figured out how to play linebacker again with the Giants, was coming into his own. Hunt goes out there, gets his LeVar jersey, he's all excited like a kid on Christmas, and then LeVar tears his knee into a million different pieces and he never walks ever again. What happened to the jersey? Hunt uses as an oil rag in the back of his car.
That is a true statement right there, and even Hunt can confirm that.
Yeah, Jimbo, you're the first coach ever in studio. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's an honor. It's great to be here. It's a great show. I think Total MacCes has improved the overall quality of the league, and I'm just proud to help further.
All right, let's go into a couple more serious topics here. You had a poor performance last week. As a head coach, how do you get your team to bounce back and try to win that next game?
I don't know. I tried to make some moves this week. I picked up Tim Hightower, hoping that that scrub they got starting at quarterback out in Arizona is going to shit the bed, and hopefully Hightower gets some carries. I threw a crazy trade at Hunt this week, hoping he'd bite because he's
desperate.
He's desperate. He's got pretty much nothing going on. And I thought that, you know, maybe I'd throw him something crazy, Manningham for Michael Turner. He shot it down. But other than that, you know, we're going to stick with Phillip Rivers. The wideouts have been producing a little bit. Hopefully Andre Johnson. I don't want to have him have a big week. He's playing the Giants. That's going to hurt me. But, you know, he's the stud. You got to keep him in there. And, you know, hopefully it picks up. So we'll see.
So, Jimbo, I've been dying to ask you this. Your brother Bill, he was the one doing the drafting for you. So what happened?
Yep.
What happened when you were no show to the draft?
I looked at it and I took a more serious approach to it, which is if you look at any NFL team, rarely is the coach or manager of a team doing the entire draft by himself. So I brought in a GM, someone with a little bit more analytical mind, look at some different stats and things that would do differently than I would.
Okay.
You know, we spoke it over, but you know, I felt comfortable just handing the reins and letting him take the draft for me. I thought it would work out the best.
Okay, now I hear you talking about your running backs, and that's a topic I would love to get into. You haven't get much production from your running backs, and that's Sean Green. We had the Pierre Thomas injury. You picked up Hightower, and now Marshawn Lynch is on the Seahawks. So what can we expect from those guys?
I mean, the way it's going right now, those might be the starters in the weeks to come. Who's ever hottest is who we're going with.
Okay, playing the hot hand.
That's what you got to do. I really don't have that all-star, feature kind of keystone back that's just gonna, have a position locked up no matter how they're playing. I got to keep him in there.
We've noticed that you've been a big fan of Mike Ditka. He's got a mustache. I've seen you've grown the beard. Have you drawn any inspiration from Mike?
Absolutely. The hair is back. People, in the 70s, a little bit in the 80s, and in the 90s, we all started getting too clean, and 2000s here, everybody's been shaving, waxing stuff. It's too much for me. Crazy man, Jason Giravlia, one of the finest linemen in UAFF history, once told me that all of his power came from his hair.
Now, Jimbo, going forward, what can we expect from your team for the remainder of the season?
For my team, I'll be realistic. I think we can make playoffs. If we do, it's not going to be as a high seed. It's kind of obvious right now. Steve Smith's a little banged up. Pierre Thomas is a little banged up. I don't have a good defense. But it is a scrappy league. It's very tight right now. If I pick up the right wins in the right weeks, I know I can make playoffs, and then hopefully we get hot at the right time, and we can actually do some damage. We'll see how it plays out. I'm excited to see what happens going forward. It's getting to the point where people have to make moves if they want to try to stay in. It's still a tight league.
I agree.
And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it's going.
Okay, Jimbo Thiner, once again, on behalf of me and Mac, thank you very much for coming out today.
Thank you. Pleasure to be on the show.
Right here on Total MacCes. Well, Mac, it finally happened. We got to see our first trade this week. Very excited. The first big roster moves. So with that being said, let's go right into the fill in the blanks. And which one do we got first?
The trade between Jose and Justin was...
Okay, the word I'm going to use is Jose-rageous. This guy is usually on pace to set 130 points each week, and now he gets Aaron Rodgers? That's insane. What a move.
What a move. Very valuable. I think the Jose trade was disgusting. Are you kidding me? You give up the best fantasy quarterback and a pretty good receiver in Steve Smith for a 32-year-old LT who might just be having a hot first couple weeks, and Tom Brady who just lost his best receiver? I mean, come on, Justin. What are you doing? All right, enough of this. What's the next one?
Buddha's team this week is...
All right. Buddha's team this week is Buddhalicious. He's got Peyton Manning projected for almost 20 points. He's got Maurice Jones-Drew projected for almost 20 points. He's got Joe Adai projected for 13 and Dallas Clark for 13. He's looking at 123 points right now. I think he's going to run away with this one, and it's going to be quite the disparity in points.
Okay, let's get one more before we end this.
Jimbo's performance last week was...
I'm going to go with Thine Hurting. The guy only puts up 53 points. He has a big-time game against the undefeated Lyrex, and he only puts up 53 points. It's not what you're looking for. Much better team than that. Marshawn Lynch puts up negative fantasy points, and really not the performance he was looking for there.
Whenever one of your players puts up negative points, it's always hard to recover from that.
All right, let's go right into our Week 5 picks. Starting off with our first game, Joe's first Jimbo. After Jimbo's performance last week, I just don't think he bounces back with a solid performance. And Commissioner Jose, I think, does it again. And I think he takes the matchup again. Mac versus Appel. They do say an Appel a day keeps the doctor away. In this case, you got to worry about keeping Mac away. I'm going with Mac to take the matchup, and I think that's how that's going to go down.
In the matchup of Blee versus Ces, I love to hate Andy Blee. I'm going with Ces. In the matchup of 8th month August versus Buddha, Buddha's looking at over 120 points. I'm going with Buddha. I look for Lauren to pilot it on this week, and Hunt remains winless. I'm going with Lauren.
All right, that'll do it for Week 5, and good luck, everybody.